Hi. Um, what you're looking at right now is in fact not my computer screen. It is an analog piece of paper. Look, see? That's my hand. Yes, why is that, I wonder? I mean, you wonder, because I know exactly why that is. Um, in fact, this is a printout of one of the screens in 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish. That is a game on Steam that I got a code from a friend recently. Well, actually, it's a special video for my reaching 100 subscribers. Now, don't worry, this is not going to be the usual fare. I will go back to using a computer after this one. But this was a special video that I wanted to make. Just a bit of fun, 100 subscribers celebrated by playing 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish, but in analog form. And I'd also like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed and watched my videos, maybe liked them or commented. I always appreciate that, and I'm glad that somebody out there enjoys my videos, and I hope that you will continue to do so. In fact, this video was recorded in two parts. The first part that you're looking at right now was actually recorded over last summer, and the second part was recorded more recently. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to find all the fish. There are 100 of them. Maybe if I'm crazy, I'm going to update that number up there because it says 100. And I'm going to color them in for you. This is strange. So I've got colored pencils here. Voila. And well, I haven't colored with pencils in a gazillion years, and I'm kind of looking at this in a weird way on my camera, but let's try it out, shall we? And I'm going to use this green, because in the game they also used green when you found a fish. You basically clicked on the fish you found and it colored it green for you, and after you colored all of the fish in green, then the game stage would have been completed. But the rest of the image, as you can see it right here, would have still been colorless. So let me tell you a tiny bit about this game. It's a new game. It's basically a hidden object. It's really relaxing, and it's in the style of H.P. Lovecraft. So maybe you could have realized it from the Cthulhu in the name. Let me just start coloring in. So, yeah. So Cthulhu is one of those characters in the H.P. Lovecraft universe. He's a monster. He's a sea monster. And the people who made this game, 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish, have these 4 per game from what I understand. There is a second game already out. I haven't checked it out yet. I've only checked out the first one. So there are 4 drawings like this one. This is the first in the game. Can you see the green? I hope you can see the green. And the drawings are handmade and they're really, really pretty. And I'm not going to shade these guys in. I don't know what's wrong with these colors. They're supposed to be great, but as you can see, they're pressing like crazy and whatever. Anyway, all the drawings are hand drawn. So if you look very closely, you might see in some of the cases you could see the construction lines for these drawings. It's really crazy, and such amount of detail. It's really great. Yeah. So I'm just going to color in all these fish. Maybe I'll do some shading with something. I don't know. I've done some watercolor recently. I think I did better there. Man, these pencils are quite bad. 100 hidden Cthulhu fish might still be hidden when I'm done with them. Oh well, anyway, so yes, you have several images in these games. So this one is with this monster here. Supposedly that would be Cthulhu himself. And this is his room. And as you can see, he does not like to keep his room tidy. It's all messy. It's full of fish. What can you do, right? And he's got fish all over the place. Maybe I'll switch to some other pencils. I don't know. I think my mom has another set, but those are just such strong colors. But let me try and see what we've got here. What are we working with here? Okay. I am sitting on a pile of boxes. If you saw my setup, you'd be amazed. Oh my goodness, look at these colors. I mean, wow. Let's see. A fish done with this. It's basically the same deal. It works just as badly. So let's keep going on this fish like this. None of these have a perfect tip. Maybe mom's been using them. I don't know what mandala she's been coloring, but yeah. Nope. We'll get back to our Stedtler. They're a bit better. So this is basically the game. I'm showing it to you in analogue form, but digitally it's still exactly the same. It's a quite a relaxing thing. You just color in these fish. Well, the coloring is automatic for you, but what I'm doing here is manual. Let me try and not get my paper out of focus. And I am literally squinting from around my phone. I'm filming with my phone. It has the best resolution of everything I've got in the house. Supposedly Ultra HD, but we shall see just how much of these fish it can identify. And I've printed this on the home printer, which is in itself is an antique. Basically, it's a rather I forgot the exact model, D51 something like that, LaserJet. It's a good printer, really good printer. However, I don't know why it's leaving these streaks. You can see them. I'm sorry about those. There's really nothing I can do about it. I opened up the printer, I tried to clean the printing head, everything that I could, following the troubleshooting manual, and it's just it's still the same. Might have made it even worse. I don't know. Anyway, so all these fish, there are 100 per image, and there are 4 images per game, as I have said. Sorry for moving the camera there. Oh, look at all the fish on the floor. This one looks kind of unhappy. I hope you can see the colors on this. Yeah, so 100 fish per image, 4 images. So basically it's 400 Cthulhu fish. But, you know. And I think at the end I'm going to color in everything else. I mean, I won't do it on camera. As I said, this is going to be just a one-off video. But if you want, I can color in everything else and show you the end result image. That might be fun. What do you think? Maybe do some shading, even though with these pencils it's kind of impossible. Unless I get my B pencils out. But those aren't colored. And usually, you know, in art theory they say shade with the same color or shade with the opposite. That's an idea as well. Shade with something that's not black, definitely. That's what they say. Don't shade with black. If you, for example, have an image with the background being I don't know, purple, and you've got a lady in a green dress, then your shading on that dress would and on the lady would still be purple. Okay, where was I on this fish? So yes, the shading on the lady and on the dress will have to be with the background color for, I don't know, some kind of realism, or I'm not sure. Something. This guy's on TV, as you can see. This is one of those fish that are glowing in the dark. You see that thing in front of him? I'm going to make that yellow. Give me just 1 second to make him green. I think I'm going to leave those teeth. They look scary. He's vicious. He's a real creature of the deep, so to say. Interesting. Let me get the yellow. Not this, these. And we will make this yellow all around to somehow simulate the fact that it's glowing, and some yellow teeth because he hasn't brushed those in a few million years. It's got some spinach in there as well, probably some seaweed. Alright, that's the guy. Cool. Well, I'll come back with other colors later. Let me get back to my green. Let me double check that I'm recording everywhere. Yep. I have never done this before. This is a first for me. So it's fun though. Right. Look at this fish. He's a bookmark. Bookmark fish. So you know where you left off in your book about Cthulhu. He's probably reading H.P. Lovecraft. You know. This fish is supposed to be it's hiding here. I think it's trying to be camouflaged as this table foot. The tables have feet. I mean, a table like this might be considered to have feet, right? I mean, this one has legs. 1, 2, 3. Well, this one's kind of a fish. But this one could be said to have 1 leg and 4 feet. 4 feet. One of them's fishy. Right. So let me explain to you my crazy setup today. I've got a recording video on my phone, as I said. I'm recording the audio on my laptop with my regular headset because I've got some good noise cancellation on OBS. And the everything's going on at the entrance of the balcony. Oh, look at this fishy. And the picture right here is sitting on oh, what is this called? The thing that you put your paintings on. It's a stand for paintings. I don't know, my mom has 2 of them. So on the smaller one that's sitting on a chair is the actual vapor. And in front of it is my phone on another one of those tripods for paintings. And I am sitting on a couple of boxes in front of it. Boxes were originally we would have had there would have been cookies. I got those as presents. Or someone who said, oh, cookies. She must like cookies. The cookies were okay. But the boxes are important right now because I keep my threads in there. They're very useful. Look, this is a book about fish. Nifty. So much fish here. I like fish. Must understand fish are fun. They're interesting. But sorry. Yeah, there's a fish on this rug here. Look at those fishy lips. Fishy lips. Crazy fish. Why do fish have such fish lips? And why do people who take selfies try to emulate those fishy lips? Ah, yeah, crazy. Oh, by the way, I suppose this is this counts as I'm showing you my hands. My hands. I hope my hands are nice enough for you people. I've been told I have nice hands. However, well, I don't know. If you don't like them, just don't watch the video, I suppose, right? Fishy lips. You might wonder if I've got fishy lips or not. That's going to be a mystery that only I know. Ah. Oh, look at this one. He's so shocked. Oh, I fell out of bed. I had a weird dream. No. I dreamt I was a fish. But I'm not a fish. I am in fact an amphibian. I am a frog. And this guy is listening to him and saying, "Ah, you are not a fish." I keep getting interrupted by the recording stopping. I don't know why. And this guy is saying, "Oh no, you are not a fish. Ah, I could have sworn you were a fish. Oh no, my life is a lie. I mean, your life is a lie. What are we going to do? Help us, Cthulhu." Meaning this guy over here. And Cthulhu is just thinking, my fish, they've all gone bonkers. Existential crises all over the place. I mean, he doesn't seem to care too much about these fish. He's just leaving them all over the place. Look at this guy. Oh, he's tucked in. He's taking a nap. Tucked in fish. That's his fin over there. And he's a bit upset because, well, he was taking a nap and everybody here is making a ruckus. I mean, this guy fell out of bed. This guy is having a conversation with him. It's a whole mayhem. It's a fishy mayhem. You understand? Okay, I think we're good. So he's upset. He's Arg! He's yelling at them. Keep it down, fellas! Some of us are trying to sleep here. Under the sea, you can't get any shut-eye. Right? So I recorded that, playing that game for you people, and it is very unfortunate that in the end the whole video and even the audio was broken. It was so choppy, it was impossible to follow. Because it was a fun time. I really enjoyed playing that game. I made so much banter with myself. It was incredible. It was fun. So I thought, hey, why not? I'm going to do this in the analog style. Because I already suggested during my recording of the actual game that, hey, this is such a cool image, I would like to print it out and paint everything else, not just the fish. And I wonder if anybody had that idea. It's fun. It's quite relaxing. Some people paint in coloring mandalas. I'm coloring this craziness that I really like. I don't care for mandalas. I mean, I like regular shapes. I do enjoy that stuff. It's pleasing to the eye and everything, and putting in colors every which way. But if mandalas had fish like these, maybe I'd color mandalas. Let me in, it is cold out here, said the guy outside. Oh. Oh look, there's a tiny fish just hanging out here at the closet door. Tiny closet fish. Oh, more closet fish. This one's really closeted, poor guy. Like, I'm sitting here in the closet. I do not want to come out yet. Thank you. I will sit here next to this bottle of whatever. Oh, can you see him? Is that a fish? I'm not sure. But if that is a fish, then you know how in the old days, and I think people still do it right now. I don't do it because I think it's silly, and I also don't care to have my clothes with fragrance on them. But there are some people who put scented soap bars between their laundry, in their cupboards, in their wardrobes, and supposedly it makes the laundry scented. I would reckon that's a fish, but I'm not sure. Maybe we'll count them at the end and see if we're missing any of them. What do you think? Counting on 100 and... oh no. 100 hidden Cthulhu fish. So many. Maybe I should have counted them already as I was drawing them. I mean coloring them, sorry. These are already drawn. So yeah, maybe there's a fish in here among the laundry, and the laundry is now fish scented, which is, well, very appropriate for Cthulhu. See this guy who's just on the ceiling. He's a ceiling fish. Which reminds me of ceiling cat. Have you heard of the ceiling cat? Something like years and years ago there were some memes about ceiling cat. Yeah, I had a friend send me one, right? And I was thinking, that's weird. Because it was ceiling cat is watching you masturbate. So at one point I was rather bored after taking some work courses. There's another fish hidden in the woodwork. You think you could hide from me, but you cannot. Alright, so I was bored at some point and I just discovered Paint 3D on my laptop at work. So I created one of the new wallpapers for work. It was a cat on a cube. Called it Cube Cat. He's not watching you masturbate though. Funny. I'm trying to hold this thing with my left hand, so I'm sorry that it's still going to be a bit shaky because I'm pressing like crazy on this paper and it's barely making an impression. Oh. Fish, 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 fish. Right, let me move over here. This guy is looking a bit sad. He's on the urn. I wonder what he's doing there. And more fish on the wall. I mean, I suppose they could be considered fishing trophies, but that's a bit weird. I don't know. Can I just say now as a disclaimer, I am sorry I have not read anything by Lovecraft. I've heard he's very well appreciated, very popular, but I have not read any of his works. He's one of the horror writers, great horror writers. This fish with his mouth open like this is probably the doorbell. So somebody rings the doorbell and this fish is going to say, "Hey, someone's at the door!" instead of the doorbell ringing because it's a fish bell. Fish door. Doorfish. He's a doorfish. Doorfish bell. Patent pending. Right. And look at this. This is probably one of those light switches from the old days, you know, when electricity was at its infancy and people are just getting it in houses. The wiring was all on the outside of the walls. It wasn't on the inside, and you had wires showing up here. I believe they were isolated. I'm not sure. Insulated. My apologies. And you would have switches like these connected to them like that, and it would be interesting. Although you have this socket here as well. I don't know. Mr. Cthulhu knows best what kind of electricity he's got in here. Let's see. Oh, this is a portrait that is very well known, and I forgot who painted it, and I keep forgetting to look it up. I am sorry. But in the original, she's not holding a fish. She just got one now for this image. Scary stuff, huh? More fish here. Decorating this painting. Now you have to ask yourself, is it a copy? Maybe it's a copy of that painting. It's a reproduction. Lady with fish. Maybe that's what it's called. There's this other fish here. It's behind the painting, is hiding. 100 hidden Cthulhu fish. Alright, let me try and get up here. But this guy is so... More fish in the woodwork. I think maybe I shouldn't put my hand in the way, so let's try it the usual. And again. Oh, where was I? Here. Oh, this one has an X for an eye. Poor guy. You know, in cartoons, an X for an eye means that he's dead. But I would like to think that he's just, you know, passed out, sleeping. Not an actual dead fish. Here's another one. Ooh. All these fish that I am uncovering by coloring them green. And here is the picture of a very grumpy fish. He must be the great forefather of all of these fishes. Let's leave those lips like that. Silly, silly fish. Yeah. He's angry. He's a stern fish. Great Fishmas McAngus. Terror of the seas. Terror of the little fish. And the phytoplankton. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, he's cute. He's a bubble fish. He's a round fishy. Chubby fish. He's cute. He likes getting into the algae a bit more than the rest of the fish, I suppose. I don't know. Just making up stories about this fish, man. Oh, look, another one that seems to be dead there. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. And he's on the clothesline, right? Huh. Could have sworn there was a clothesline here. Maybe I'm mistaken. But it sure looked like in one of the drawings there was a clothesline with fish on it. Haha. Fish just hanging out to dry. Poor fish. And look at those pipes there, they're really cute. And a valve and another one. Here's another fish. And one more. So many fish on the wall. So many fish. And another. And I'm starting to wonder if we're getting close to the end. And you will notice that I keep saying we because I don't know, I kind of use the royal we, or I'm kind of involving you people. If there's anyone out there, is there anyone out there watching this? I kind of involve everybody in my weird process. Is this even? Somewhat. Oh, but it's really hot in here. I've got all the windows closed and the doors so that I don't get noise, that I'm not disturbed. Oh, he's got a fish hanging from his tentacles, right? Right, and here's another one here. Like, help, I don't want to be a beard ornament or whatever I'm supposed to be here. Help me. Here's another one. That's a chair. That's the chairfish. He's the chairfish. He's chairman, chairfish of the board. Chairfish of the board. Yes, chairfish. Alright, let me see if I'm missing any. And I would like to make this one an honorary fish. we go. Honorary fish. If it's not a fish, well, now it is. Right. Hi again. It's been a few months actually since my last recording of this video, and maybe you'll notice, but something has changed about our image of the 100 hidden Cthulhu fish. Well, first of all, it's wider. Well, the thing is, initially I had only printed out this part, and I didn't realize it until much later. It was just by mistake. And that's why we don't have all the fish, for example, the ones on the clothesline that I actually remembered. So now I went to get it professionally printed on an A3 piece of paper, and that's what we have right here. Also, new pencils. Nova Kredka. Why do I say that? Well, because here they are. And there's a unicorn. This means that they're good pencils. They're not mine actually, they're mom's. But, I'm borrowing them. And the thing with these pencils is that they're very good. The colors are very vibrant. And I've already colored in all of the fish that we initially found. So I'm just picking up where I left off, but with an upgrade. So it's 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish 2.0. And I'm going to start with this one that actually was missed on the initial video. Sorry about that. Right, so just in case you were wondering why I'm wearing this glove, well, you could imagine maybe I've got a new tattoo, or maybe I'm trying to show off this new glove that I made. I crocheted it myself, or I don't know, maybe I got bitten by my dog or something like that. And no, Nightmare's not that vicious, despite her name. The glove is just because I've got some allergies, and it would have been a bit, So I'm wearing it for this video right now. It doesn't matter really, you're not here for my hands, right? You're here for the fish. So here's a fish on top of the TV, and let me tell you something. There are some glass ornaments around here that are in the shape of fish, and they are just like this. They're set up on top of a TV set. Of course, back then the TVs were CRT, so they had a lot more depth. They're not like our flat screens right now. So those could support such a lovely ornament. Well, they're considered kitsch today, but some people are actually nostalgic about those. It's interesting how tastes change over time, huh? This is another fish. It's right by the TV. You would think maybe that's the remote control fish, but then you realize this TV does not support the remote control, right? It has buttons. So it's just beside the fish next to the TV, just in case we don't have enough fish. This one's pleasant to look at, just in case this guy on the TV is too scary or something like that. Oh, by the way, I did not color in his yellow teeth or that little forehead lantern of his, but maybe a bit later. This guy got caught underneath the cabinet. Oh no, oh no. Like, help me. I'm a squished fish. But Cthulhu doesn't really seem to mind. Well, or maybe, just maybe, This is the fish that is used to prop up the TV cupboard or cabinet or whatever you want to call it, because originally it was not properly balanced on the floor, and you know how those old tables have one foot that is shorter, or the floor isn't even, or something like that. I think this is the explanation here, and maybe this fish is the thing that you jam under the foot of the table so that it's it's even on the floor. Actually, in this slightly new setup that I've got right here, I also have one of the feet of my chair propped up with a piece of tissue because it was wonky and it would have moved too much. It's already moving, of course. I mean, look at me trying to hold it still, and it's not very stable. But what can you do, right? You can color in some fish. Let me tell you, it's much easier to color these while putting the paper on a table. By the way, I know I didn't remember what the little painting stand is called. It's called an easel. I found out. Well, actually, I remembered it. So this one is looking at this cupboard up here. There's a fish inside, and probably they're talking, and this guy's... Honestly, I don't know what he's doing. Is he stuck on the side? Because otherwise, maybe he's an anti-gravity fish. Wow. This fish is something else. I mean, all the other ones are kind of fantasy fish, you know, horror fantasy, because that's what the Lovecraftian universe is usually about. Sadly, whoever printed this for me did not understand the concept of margins. Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally moved my tripod. I did indeed buy the worst tripod ever, because it slips all over the place. Oh well. Where were we? Oh yes, anti-gravity fish. We've got another one here. He's got freckles. Oh, he's a freckled fish. Now I know that I've been making these fish, all of them, quite male. I don't know. I've just said he and this guy and so on. So I think maybe next fish should be a girl. Which one should be a girl? This one. She's going to be our girl fish, the only female fish in the 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish. And you know, the other guys, even if she's the only girl, they're not going to be mean to her. They're going to be all gentle fish. They're all going to be very nice. And she's like the little sister, the youngest little fish. And they all take care of her. And she's hanging upside down now. You could say that she's hanging out to the guys. Right, the girl fish. Her name is Fiona. Okay, let's see, what else? Oh, this guy. Yeah, well, you see that clothesline with the fish hanging out. Well, we've got the very famous underpants with little hearts on them. You've seen them in cartoons before, haven't you? And yeah, that guy is a pantsfish. Yeah, a veritable pantsfish. Now, you might have been warned to stay away from the trouser snake. I know I have been a bit earlier, because unexpected and unwanted trouser fish are very, very dangerous. However, this one is an innocent pants fish. He just likes those pants. Those are his favorite pair of underwear. You must understand. And oh, another fish hanging out here. He looks very relaxed. Fish hanging out to dry. Yeah. I'm so glad that I printed this whole thing out because I was trying to remember where I've seen fish on a line before, and I was really questioning my sanity and my memory. But yeah, I was right all along. Fish on a line. My grandma used to dry fish outside on a piece of string. I always wondered what she was doing with them because, yeah. Well, dried fish. Oh, and look, Cthulhu has a little pin-up poster. See? There she is. And, well, you can't see all of her, but she's, I presume she's a mermaid. Because, you know, sea creatures, mermaids, it all works. But I can assure you she's not a vamp maid because I'm the only one here, and that's on me. My hair's dark. She looks nothing like me. Anyway, another anti-gravity fish. Or maybe they're just actually all in water and they're swimming, and I've been inputting some sci-fi in here all out of my own imagination. But yeah, why not? Anti-gravity fish, they work. Oh, this fish is looking very, very stern, very serious. Not as much as the other guy in the big oval frame. That one is, you know, the forefish, the forefather of all fish, so he has to be, you know, very serious and very respectable. This one's just annoyed at the guy on in the vase. Like, you're stuck in there again? Oh, another one on the clothesline. He's just in no hurry to go anywhere, is he? I mean, you know the song, right? Hold the line. Fish isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. This is the fish. He's always late. It's just taking too long, preening, making himself beautiful before he goes out anywhere. Getting all of his skin as green as possible before going out. Yeah. Dapper fish. I like these pipes here. I really like the way they imagine this whole image. It's rudimentary and yet still very cool, very fun. And there's a pipe fish over here. And, you know, it's important to keep your pipe fish accurate, just like your gauges, you know. It's a good pipe maintenance. Just ask Mario. He's a plumber. He knows. But yeah, look at that gauge. I really like those little details with the gauge, and that little patch over there. Even though I believe it's possible that it's going to leak anyway, or you can plug your leaky pipes with a fish. I'm not saying this is what's happening here, but it sure looks like it. I mean, I don't advise using duct tape for fixing your pipes. Not even those cute patches like we've got below here, but fish. Now, fish would be great for this job. I mean, you know, fish are great in water. They're just the best. That's where they live. So it's a no-brainer, really. Use your fish for plumbing. And look, there's another one over here. You know, sometimes you're going to ask yourself just how many fish do you put on your pipes? How many patches do you put on your pipes before you realize that the pipe segment should just be replaced, right? Because it's already too far gone, and patching it again and again is not going to help anything. It's probably just a disaster waiting to happen, you know, that whole water in that pipe is going to splash all over the TV set, and you don't want that. You don't want that. And plus, you're going to get that little fish ornament wet as well. Even though it doesn't matter because, you know, fish are okay in the water. Okay, now let's turn to the left side of this fishy image, because we've already kind of finished the right side. Almost. Almost. We'll come back to see if we're missing anything later. Now, what have we got here? Oh, look! There's a fish under the rug! And he's got that look on his eye, like he's playing hide and seek, and he's peering from around the edge of the carpet, thinking, does anybody see me? Am I inconspicuously green underneath this white carpet on this white floor? I'm sure I'm invisible. Well camouflaged fish. Well, what can you do, you know? These fish are, well, most of them are playing hide and seek. That's what I think is going on in here, and that's why it's called 100 Hidden Cthulhu Fish, right? And yeah, well, even if they're playing hide and seek, some will be hidden in plain sight, so to say, or not really hiding too well at all. I mean, just look at this guy. He's right on the floor. Everybody can see him. This one is hiding a tiny, tiny bit better. I mean, he's under the rug. Chances are you might miss him. And that guy in the bed, well, he's not playing. He's angry. He's trying to sleep, but poor guy. Oh, look. A fish in a vase. Oh, I wonder what he's doing there. Is he pretending to be a flower? Who knows? I've seen fish pretend to be lots of things. Yeah. Fish in a vase. Flowery fish. Well. Oh, look. Another one. This one looks a tiny bit stuck. And if you're asking me, he's not in a very good position. I think he's calling for help. He's like, help me, guys! I tried to get some cookies from this vase, this jar, and I got stuck after eating all the cookies. Help me, please? Cthulhu? I don't think Cthulhu is going to come to his rescue. He's too busy watching TV. He's going to let the fish stay in there until he slims down. Look, I found another one. On the trousers. He's trouser fish. Trouser fish. Oh, not as deadly as the trouser snake, mind you. But still, you need to be cautious. Because trouser fish are not to be underestimated. They're not to be taken lightly. Even though this one is quite innocent, you know, he's a harmless trouser fish. Yeah. He usually means that you should launder your clothes. And look, this one is part of the floorboard, so to say. He looks like a wood grain. He's a wood grain fish. If you're not careful, you can miss him, right? He's part of the decor. How quaint. You almost fooled me there, Mr. Fish. Almost missed you. Yeah. He's a very slim one, huh? Yeah, I think I need an eraser. I went a bit overboard. Please excuse me. Let me clean up this fish a tiny bit. He made the whole floor dirty. There we go, much better. And now, color in the rest of him. There we go. Nice. All fixed. Speaking of fixing, let me put the image back to a good position. I swear, I should have told the person who printed this out for me, could you please leave some bigger margins? But I think that the guy was so impressed by this fish drawing that he thought, well, we need to give this as much paper real estate as possible, right? So that's why we don't have any margins. Oh well. This fish is under the desk. Oh, you know when I was little and we had earthquakes, my parents always said, go under a desk. Well, usually the desks were a tiny bit sturdier back then. We often had desks and tables made out of real wood, but now they're flimsy. So if you go under one of those desks during an earthquake, it's not going to bode very well for you. You're not going to feel extremely safe about it. So, yeah, I would suggest against it. Go under, what are they called? Load-bearing beams or something like that, you know. Beams that are going to support much of the weight of the building. So usually those are around windows and under the door frames. Oh, this one is here. He's kind of a poor fish. I was saying in the earlier part of the video that these aren't actually dead fish. You know, that X instead of the eyes does not mean that the fish is dead. I don't think so. Instead, I think they're maybe just, you know, passed out or sleeping. Or maybe, yeah, maybe they're sleeping and somebody drew an X over their eyes. You know, one of those wise trouser fish. Those joker fish. It's not very polite, but you know, fish just wanna have fun. Oh my. More fish. But of course, more fish. I don't know what this one's doing. Let me color him in and let's see. Probably arguing with this fish. Saying that, hey, if you want to sleep, perhaps not doing in a room full of 100 other people. I mean, we have 100 Cthulhu fish plus Cthulhu himself, who's watching TV. So, I mean, how is this guy going to get any shut-eye in these conditions? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's hard being a fish in this room. Oh, sorry. Another fish that is instead of the leg of a chair. However, this one looks like he's actually swallowing the entire leg. Like, that's crazy. It's a crazy magical act. Circus act, you know. Instead of swallowing swords, he's swallowing a chair leg. Or maybe he's just making it look like it is, you know, from the perspective. Because most magic is just smoke and mirrors. Sorry to ruin it for you. Magic isn't really real. Not the stuff that we see on TV anyway. And he's just actually not... he hasn't actually swallowed this chair leg. He's just sitting in front of it. But, you know, the perspective makes it looks like he's been eating that chair. Nom 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 nom. Oh, look Okay, this one. This fish is trying to camouflage itself as those scrolls. Silly fish. Can't you tell, silly fish? You're green. The scrolls are a different color. Right now they're white, but you know, if I color the rest of this in, maybe they're going to be some other color. I actually did color in some of the parts of this drawing, so not just the fish, on my initial printout. And unfortunately, the colors were just too garish, too bright. I mean, well, these are bright too. We actually have a golden one, it says here, Złota Kredka. But the ones in the set that I was using previously were just too much. And I tried to color her clothing in. It did not look like the original at all. At all. Well, she's got a fish. I mean, it's not going to look like the original, but you know. Oh, this one looks like, oh my goodness. This fish looks like they have a very weird grimace on their face. By the way, this fish is a they. Because some fish would rather be a they. But oh no, they've got such a weird, twisted look on their face. Maybe they've been reading Lovecraft stories and saw some very, very scary, very scary stories. I mean, who knows? All right. So, yeah, maybe this is Lovecraft's book and this fish has been reading it and there's some scary stuff in there, right? I did read a tiny bit of Lovecraft stories. I borrowed a book of stories from the library, the online open library from archive.org. I really like reading on my phone. And I read a few stories. I kind of like the one where the guy was going underground and just going deeper and deeper, finding a place with all sorts of preserved creatures from another world, from another time, from, you know, another civilization. That was interesting. The trouble with Lovecraft, though, is that his style is an acquired taste, so to say. So he was, you know, he's from an older era. He's not a very modern writer, and his style is quite flowery, so to say. He has many descriptive passages. There's not much action in there. I mean, things do happen, but they happen slowly, gradually, and there is a lot of description. That's why I was saying it's flowery. It's not exactly flowery because the themes are dark and gloomy and scary, but it's more of describing an image or images rather than an actual action. Not much dialogue in there either, so I'll be honest, I found it very hard to read and I struggled quite a bit. It's not really my style. I like some of the themes, some of the ideas that he presents, and I also understand what it's like to be more of a visual writer because I did write some things that were more or less descriptions of an image that I had in my head. So I understand that. However, I've shifted from that for in a while. I've shifted from that. So I don't really enjoy that style much. I'm sorry. I didn't actually manage to get to the Cthulhu story. I'm sorry, Cthulhu. But I think it's interesting enough to try and imagine it myself. Actually, I think that this setting with 100 fish around him is quite interesting, and it sparks the imagination in many, many ways. Right, so we've got this trophy fish. Oh, a trophy fish. Yeah. You know how those are. There is a person who goes fishing and they bring back a huge, huge fish. I mean, this is one of the biggest in this entire image, right? This one's on TV, but you know, everybody looks bigger on TV. I bet this guy's tiny. Anyway, so this one is the prize fish, the big fish. And maybe Cthulhu fished him, which is kind of weird, and mounted him, because you mount that prize fish. You don't just fry him to make him into fish fillet. You mount him and put him on your wall so that other people, other fish, the rest of the fish will know that this is not a sea monster you will want to mess with, because look what he does to fish, right? Right. Cthulhu is a scary, scary creature, I would say. Let me adjust this. Okay, cool. I did try before to count them, and I will not try it now. Oh my. I have this one. This is a magician fish. And this magician fish is a poster. You know? And why do we know he's a magician? Because of the stars, because of that top hat, and because of this cane, and because he is absolutely fabulous. This is the great Fishini, no relation to the great Houdini. And his specialty is not escaping from inescapable places like Houdini did, but his specialty is hiding and not being seen, hiding in plain sight. Yeah, that's a fun magic trick. Whee.
Yay.
Yeah, so this is the great Fishini, and it's autographed. Now, I know this does not look like Fishini, but you know, those stars, you can never tell what their name is from their autographs, right? Okay, do I have all the fish? Let me scrutinize this drawing very, very well to see if I'm missing anything. So, we've got this fish on the pipes, more fish on the cable, the fish on the phone, trophy fish, Houdini, Fishini, my bad. This guy who read Lovecraft's works, this guy, this one. This one that's afraid of earthquakes. The vase fish. This guy, this one. This. And the sleeping fish that was rudely awakened. The closeted fish. This fish that is indeed a fish. I mean, I was including this fish as an honorary fish. But it turns out when I tried the game again, this is a valid fish. Welcome to the fishdom, my dear fish. All of these. This one. Well, Cthulhu, have you got any more fish on you? I've always got fish on me. I'm surrounded by fish. They are my family. Good man, Cthulhu. Good sea creature, Cthulhu. Oh, and this must be Cthulhu's grandpa. He looks very stern. Look at those tentacles like... Cthulhu, you have a great legacy to follow, so don't mess up. And Cthulhu's just, yes, grandpa, I'm watching TV now. This guy, some socks on the floor, so many socks and underwear on the floor. Cthulhu is a very messy person. More fish here. TV fish, this in a painting. Oh, this one is also in the painting. I'm looking around here. Any others? Well, I would hazard a guess that I've found them all. Hopefully. If not, well, I'll come back and re-record the next fish that I might have missed. However, I feel that I've got them all. All of the 100 fish. What do you think, Cthulhu? Did I find them all? Yes, you did. Cthulhu never lies. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I was saying earlier that we need a yellow pencil for this guy. Because if you remember in our previous part of the video, he has this shiny lantern of a thingamabob on his forehead and some very yellow teeth. And he hasn't brushed those in ages. Nasty fishy teeth. Arr! And some yellow eyes. Yeah, and this is the only one that gets a different color. Oh yes, also this is similar to another piece of artwork that I found on the internet related to Lovecraft's Cthulhu, and I've seen it used quite a lot. Alright, so I think this is it for this video. Yeah, this was the 100 subscribers special video. Thank you everybody who subscribed, to everybody who watches my videos, who leaves comments and likes. I really appreciate it, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.